Hello, my name is Sandra and I'm 13 years old. I study in Santa Maria School in Blanes. I was born here too and I lived in Blanes all my life. This town is the first village of Costa Brava. Through history, Blanes has changed a lot. Years ago, Blanes didn't have any flats or high buildings. The cars were simpler and cheaper, and the people walked easily through the streets that are so busy nowadays. Since I was a little girl, my grandfather has talked to me about the history of Blanes. He loved both history and his hometown, Blanes. That's the reason why I love history and I love learning things about the old past of Blanes. And now, I start to talk about one thing that changed the history of Blanes. It's nothing to do with wars or destruction. On the contrary, it has to do with progress and work. The beginning of a factory that will become the most important factory of fibrana, nylon and tergal in Spain. I'm talking about Asafa. This factory creates a lot of work, and many people of my family work there, like my grandparents. But when my grandparents started to work, the factory wasn't new. It had opened its doors in 1923. My grandparents weren't the only members of my family who worked there. Two of my aunts worked there as well. So the history of the Safa is closely related to both the history of my town and the history of my family. This factory made the village grow. But why did such an important factory choose a village like Blanes? It's a good question. There are two main reasons and explain that fact. First, the water. In the outskirts of Blanes, we can find the river Turdera. Water is very important in the work of artificial fibers. Second, the port and the train station, ideal to receive and to send materials and products. There are other reasons such as the area. Blanes was cheaper and there were many taxes of production, such like in other places, like in Barcelona. The evolution of the workers was remarkable. When the factory started, there were 400 workers, more or less, and in 1964, for example, there were 2,300 workers. Part of these workers came from different parts of Spain, like Extremadura, Andalusia, or Murcia, so they came to live in Blanes. At the beginning, the factory only spoke Spanish. Catalan was prohibited, but workers spoke Catalan among them. Now, this factory isn't the same. It changed its name. It's called Nilstar. It isn't the most important factory in Spain, but it produces the same. Why such an important factory change? I don't know. The time changes, I suppose. Safa was a very useful factory than in Spain than in Blanes, and my grandfather missed the job in there. Sometimes he go to work around his factory. It was very important in his life, and it was very important in the life of hundreds of people who they have spent all their lives in this factory. As I explained it, this factory has been a really important historical event in Blanes because it changed the landscape and it changed the life of hundreds of people in my town. And well, that's the end of my presentation, and I hope that you enjoyed it a lot and you could learn something of Blanes. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.